Hey, what's up folks? It's your boy Marcel coming at you with another sick vlog. I'm gonna need you to smash that like button. Let's try to get this video to... Hey, so just kidding. It's just your boy regular Marcel. Coming at you with your boy Sushi Cat. Hey. I'm gonna have to put you somewhere if you keep making sounds. So first of all, I just wanted to thank everyone that subscribed. I can't believe how many people are in this community now. There's 2,000 subscribers. We're 2,000 strong now. It's crazy. In fact, right now, while we're filming this, I'm just gonna pull it up. I'm gonna see where we're at. Yeah, we're at 2,060 subscribers. That's more than I ever thought I'd get, honestly. It's crazy how much things have changed since I started doing YouTube, and it's crazy how much things have grown. So I'm really excited about doing bigger and better things for this group. Anyway, we should probably do this thing right. Yeah, let's get into the studio. Cool, so you might have noticed that I didn't upload a video last week. Yeah, why didn't you upload a video? Is that joke getting old? I feel like that joke's getting old. Well, we had some family in town and I wanted to do something big for the 2K subscribers. So I took some time off and I came up with this whole thing. My idea was I wanted to arrange a classic fiddle tune, but I wanted to do it in the strangest but also most useful way possible. And what I ended up with was Salt Creek in DGDGCD tuning. This is my story. Dear Mary, the bluegrass guitarists in our camp don't use many alternate tunings, except for taking their low E string down to D. I find this very frustrating. I hope you and the children are... Yeah, so what does drop D do for us? Well, it increases the range of our instrument, right? And instead of being able to hit a low E, we can now hit a low D. Duh, that's obvious. But it's useful if you're in the key of D. It's also very useful if you're in the key of G, even though you might not think that. The idea is that a lot of melodies dip down to that lower D note below the root, and now we have that. We can hit that. So that was my starting point, right? Just taking my low E string and tuning it down to D. From there, I noticed if I take my A string and I tune it down to G, I now have identical pairs for my low 4 strings. They're D, G, D, and G. But what does that do for us? Well, one of the cool things it does is that our pentatonic scales now look exactly the same on each of those pairs. So here's our G major pentatonic scale on our low 4 strings now. So that's pretty cool, but it also gives us this really low kind of booming G chord on those 4 bottom strings, and that sounds like this. That didn't satisfy my thirst though. I wanted more. I craved more. So I looked at other popular tunings, and I looked at DADGAD, right? D-A-D-G-A-D. And I noticed that it has 2 consecutive diatonic notes in it. 2 notes right next to each other that would be in that major scale. Those notes are G and A. It has right next to each other. So I thought, well, I want that, but I didn't want to do it in the same way because that's too easy. So I wanted to sort of forge ahead and make my own way. Dear Mary. Yeah, that's probably enough of that gag. So the 2 notes I decided I wanted next to each other were C and D. So I took my B string and I tuned it up to C. And I took my high E string and I tuned it down to D. So now I have this wild tuning. And it's got some wild potential to match. Now I just had to arrange my fiddle tune. Dear Mary, it has been 4 weeks since last we spoke. The work on the new tuning has been tiresome. It appears we may begin work on the arrangement of Salt Creek soon. Unless I not have time to write you again, I have taken to this letter and... It's like, I don't know how that keeps happening. It's just, I don't know who's doing that. So first of all, when I started arranging Salt Creek, I decided that I was going to do it without a capo. So I was going to do it in G, not in A. You're not in the right key, Marcel. Yeah, I know. So I thought that, I don't know, just don't judge me. So there's only 4 chords in the song Salt Creek, so I learned those first. Here they are. Those chords probably feel a little uncomfortable. That's okay. We're going to be working out lead lines anyway, so we're not going to be doing a lot of that. After doing the chords, I worked out a basic G major scale to use. Now, when I went to arrange this, I didn't want to play a lot of notes on the same string. I didn't want to play like 3 notes per string or something like that. I wanted to play almost no notes on the same string in a row. I wanted to constantly be hitting adjacent strings for the next scale note. That sounds bizarre, but there's a reason that I did it. First, look at how the scale is played. Pretty wild stuff, right? So you can do this in standard tuning as well, but it just worked out really well in this new tuning, which I'm going to name Marcel tuning, obviously. So the idea is that we can play a melody with all the notes ringing together. So if I play the first note of a melody, the next note is going to be on a different string. So I can play both of those notes at the same time, and they're going to mesh together. This is called floating in most bluegrass guitar circles. Some country guitar players call it harp scales. I figured that out after about 1 minute of Googling. The Italian word for it, like the classical word for it, has something to do with bells or chimes. I don't remember. You could probably Google that. I'm not going to, though. But anyway, I used this floating scale to figure out a simple version of the melody. Here that is. That's not simple at all. Yeah, I know it kind of takes a little bit of thinking to get to this point, so keep going with me though, I promise. This works out well. So besides floating and symmetrical pentatonic scales, the big benefit of this tuning is being able to play our melody in 3 octaves. Normally it's not too much trouble to play a fiddle tune melody an octave higher, but sometimes it's actually impossible to play it an octave lower because we can't reach very many notes down there. Luckily, that's my cat, man. It's my cat, always walking in this room. You want to come say hi, buddy? I gotta kick you out. You meow too much. So normally it's not too much trouble to play a fiddle tune melody higher, but sometimes it's actually impossible to play a fiddle tune melody lower. And that's because we can't reach some of those low notes. But now with our low E string tuned down to D, we actually can hit enough notes to play this melody the octave down. So that means we can repeat our process of figuring out a simple version of the... That means we can repeat our process of finding a simple version of the melody just on our lower strings now. You wrap that all up in a burrito and you're good to go. Actually, that's not true. There's a lot more that goes into it, and you're going to have to practice a lot. You're probably going to make a lot of mistakes, like me. We can repeat our... Anyway, here's my completed arrangement with tab. I thought this would be sort of a good starting point for conversations too about, tuning and floating and playing melodies in different octaves and how to arrange and what techniques I used here. And so anyway, enjoy this arrangement. Feel free to download it from my website in the link in the description. Here we go. Alright, if you like that video and you're not already subscribed, please scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and join this awesome bluegrass guitar community that we have here. If you're looking for more of me, you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter. On Instagram, I also run Jazz and Grass with a friend of mine, and it's new licks every single day. You can also check out my website, lessonswithmarcel.com. Tons of free stuff, a little bit of stuff that you can buy. And whenever you want, you can hit me up for Skype lessons. I do have a lot of students right now, so I'll see you next time.